All right, so to recap, we are answering the capture question up here. Draw a picture of the Earth showing its 3 main layers, and then out of 100%, guesstimate. You're just guesstimating. How much do you think each layer takes up in space? All right, I'm going to put a minute up on the board. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I did. I missed you, but it was nice to have that weekend. But I was really looking forward to seeing each and every one of you. All right.
He's got the flu, I guess.
It's not well. For those of you that need time, organize your time. There's about 7 seconds, and then we'll talk about this. There's our timer. That's really low. All right, so drawing the picture of the Earth. If I was going to draw a picture of the Earth, I'm just going to keep it super simple. I'm going to make my Earth spherical. And then inside the Earth is what? What's the center of the Earth called? The core. So I'm going to go ahead and show the core. And then I'm going to say this is the core. I'm going to label this the mantle, which is the next layer. And what's the layer on the very toppity top? The crust. What did we discover? Why is the crust on the outside and the core on the inside? What did we discover with our lab? Asa?
That all the stuff melted into the center.
Okay, it all melted into the center, then everything would be in the center, man. How did the layers separate?
The heavy materials,
Can we not use the word heavy and use what we did in the lab? What did we do? Help them out.
The earth melted, or was melted, and the denser materials came towards the sun.
Density, right? It's all about the density, baby. So it's all about density. So we have more dense in the center, and then less dense stacks up on top of that. So the crust is the least dense, then we have the mantle, and then we have the core. So out of 100% of matter, what do we think? What are some guesstimates about, like, how much does the core take up? 80%, 70%, 95%? What do we think? William, what do you think?
For the core, I'd say 25.
About 25%? Okay. Anybody else have any guess? No, nobody wants to even try. I don't know. You're going to calculate that today. I don't have that in my head. Okay, what about the crust? How much do you think the crust takes up?
30%.
30% would be the crust. Okay, what do you think, Will?
1 to 9%.
Maybe like, what?
1% to 9%.
Oh, like a range? Maybe from 1% to 9% of the total volume or the total mass of the Earth is taken up by the crust.
Yeah.
Mantle, what do we think? How much of the mass do you think is mantle? Come on, just guess. This is you writing down what you think. Yeah, Ethan.
70%.
Maybe 70%? Asa?
60%.
Maybe 60%? I don't know. We'll find out today. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to build a model of the Earth. And you're going to then calculate if it's so many centimeters deep, how much percent is the thickness of the core or the crust or the mantle. But first, I want to go ahead and hand back here. Oh, I'm so sorry. Density of Earth's materials. We're going to look at the density of Earth's materials. Now, I want to read you what an A sounds like really quickly. And it doesn't have to be long, right? Some of us write and write and write, and we think, oh, this is an A. So I found that the crust is less dense than the core, and the mantle is in the middle. The data to support this is that the crust has a density of 2.55, and a density of the core is 9.6 and 6.5. Now, the only thing that this person got wrong is they are missing what materials those densities go to. Like, I want to know, what is 6.5? Is that iron? Is that nickel? In conclusion, the crust is denser, so it sinks to the middle, as Asa and Will said, and the crust is less dense, so it stays up on top. So the core is denser and sinks to the middle. All right, so that is one example. Another example would be, I found that the core is most dense, the mantle is least dense, and the crust is in the middle. The data to support this is, the core has iron in it, and that's 9.7 grams per milliliters. It has nickel in it, and that's 16.2 grams per milliliters. And then they go on to say what the other. The crust has basalt in it, gives that data. Granite gives that data, and then talks about the mantle. In conclusion, the reason the crust is the middle is because it is a whole outer area where, oh no, I'm sorry, that's the crust is, no, I don't know what that is. Why did I give you a 3 out of 3? What is this? That's my mistake. We'll just go ahead and tuck that one back, and let's just go ahead and pass out yours. Well, Miss Lorraine wasn't doing a good job on that one. Let's go ahead and look at Addie's. Addie, you got a really good grade. Let's read what yours says. Peyton. I keep calling you Addie, and you're not. You're Peyton. I found that the core is more dense while the crust is less dense. The mantle is in the middle. The data to support this is the nickel and the iron are in the core. They have a higher density than the basalt and the granite in the crust. Nickel has a density of 6.4 grams per milliliters, and iron has a density of 4.9 grams per milliliters. Basalt was 2.63 grams per milliliters, and granite has a density of 2.02 grams per milliliters. In conclusion, over time, the layers ended up forming. More dense material sank to the center of the earth, while less dense moved toward the center. Towards the crust. Over time, the main layers formed. The core, the mantle, and then the crust. Good job, Peyton Anderson. So what I'm going to do is hand these back to you all, and if you did not get one back, it's because, unfortunately, I did not get one from you, but I would love to be able to get one from you if you want to hand that in. If you want to rewrite yours, remember, I found that is just real simple, right? Like what Peyton did is, I found that the core is more dense while the crust is less dense. That can be as simple as it is. And then the data to support this is, provide data of the different materials from the layers. Tell me what's in the crust and what's the density, and compare that to what's in the core for layers and what the density is of that. And then in conclusion, explain why the Earth has the layers in the order that it does. Some of us, unfortunately, did write-ups about the moon. And I was like, oh, darling, it's not about the moon, right? We're talking about the density of the Earth. So let's go ahead and look at this. You can get these back to me with some rewrites if you'd like. Could you hand that all the way back to Peyton, sweetie? And then Rebelle's not here. Can you hand that all the way back to Kylie? And then Lauren, could you hand that all the way back to Lauren, please? And also hand that back to Alex. And can you hand that, honey, back to Braden behind you? Ethan, could you hand that back to Ethan, please? Could you hand that back to Rebecca? Could you please hand that to Jose behind you? And then keep going all the way back to Billy. And then here you go, Ebony. Could you hand that all the way back, Ebony, to Logan? And there you go, Kendall. And there you go, Zai. And could you hand that back to Will, please, behind you? And then Rebelle's gone. All right, so I've got a lot of people that are missing, but that's okay. Get it turned in. I would love to be able to see that. Maya, you were not here when we went ahead and, oh no, you were. There's your redo that you did on the first one. Can you give that to Asa? That's his redo. And then, oh, not here. Oh, and then could you give this to Michaela? You were here when I handed that back. I apologize. That was the first density lab we did. Good job. All right, next thing I want to do, does anybody have any questions about the rewrite and what to do on the rewrite? And if you did not get yours back, that's because I did not get one from you, and I'm expecting you to hand one in. If you need to come in during Liberty Time and you need some help on this density lab of Earth's materials, please ask me so that I can write you a pass, and we can go ahead and have you come in and I can help you with that. Is that fair? Great. I want to now hand back the quiz. So if you were not here when we took this quiz on dating the Earth, we did that on Friday. Did we do this on Friday? We had a quiz on like the timeline of Earth. Yeah, I think we did that on Friday. I don't think you were here. Okay. Okay, yep, so you get out too. If you were not here on Friday, darlings, you gotta step out, otherwise I can't give you a grade for this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm gonna need these back, please, from you, so I want you to go over them, but then I'm gonna need them back so that we can go ahead and, well, I just need them back. I'm gonna shut this off right now. Could you shut that off and then I'll just make another